All right, public communication, appearance of interested citizens. Due to COVID-19, residents are encouraged to attend the city council meeting via the web conference or submit comments by email. Consistent with public health guidelines for social distancing, limited seating is available in the council chambers. If an attendee does not have facial covering, one can be provided. Comments may be made either at the council chamber podium. Please participate via web conference or email if you are ill or have been exposed to COVID-19. Before we ask for folks to come up, I know I have a card from Manny Cardoza.
Thank you, Council. I was lucky enough to talk to the chief before I came up here. I'm here representing a group of citizens that knocked on my door and asked me to talk about the fireworks, the illegal fireworks. Yuba City, 4th of July night, the city of Yuba City had a better show than Riverfront Park inside our city limits. And there was a lot of citizens that were upset and stuff. They told me that they called for help from the police department, stuff like that, and they said that they were backlogged, which I was told a story because I talked to the chief, and he said that they always responded to a call. If they got it, they responded. But, you know, the neighborhoods were getting, you know, we're going from bad to worse. So if there's anything the council can do in the next year, maybe up some money for some more manpower to help our police department, fire department, anything you can do to help the citizens of Yuba City, I would really appreciate it. And I really hate to say this, but to solve the problem, it's because of all the fundraisers and stuff like that, the council make an ordinance and ban fireworks sales in the community. And that would nip it in the bud, and it'd give the fire department, police department a little bit more help. Sacramento, you know, or not Sacramento, but there's other communities that, you know, Butte County doesn't sell fireworks. So that's just the county right next door to us. So it's just a suggestion. But if there's anything you can do in the community between now and next year, it would be really appreciated. And like I said, I'm talking for a group of citizens. They asked me to speak with you. Thank you very much. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Manu, the suggestion to ban fireworks, was that yours or theirs?
Theirs, not mine.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get shot, died because
our I'm just kind of curious to how banning legal fireworks is going to prevent illegal fireworks.
They were just saying ban it that way. If it's
so they didn't give you a reason behind that suggestion?
Say, well, this way if it's illegal, if there's nothing supposed to be shot, if it's illegal.
I'm just curious to see if they had any data or anything. All right.
I'm just the sender or the messenger. Gotcha. Please don't shoot me. Thank you very much.
I'll take a moment to respond. I do think that this year was probably as aggressive an illegal fireworks show that at least I have witnessed in Yuba City. And I will say that to perhaps message back to the folks that chatted with you, Manny, is that based on a lot of years of dealing with fireworks, the safe and sane fireworks aren't really the issue. It's the illegal stuff. So I think a simple ban of safe and sane fireworks, though, you know, there's probably pros and cons to that, would also disadvantage a lot of charitable groups. And I think that we probably have a council chambers half and half. What we really need to focus is on the illegal fireworks. And one of the things that we had tried to do with the regional fireworks show was to draw some attention away from, you know, the city to get people down to the river bottoms where it's a little safer. I spoke with my partner in getting the regional fireworks show, Brad Hudson, on the 4th of July, met with him for a while down there. And I know that the city of Marysville, and I'll make some comments in regards to them later this evening for the support and the effort they put forth in getting the regional fireworks show together. You know, their goal is to make that bigger and better than it has been and maybe draw some more folks down into the river bottoms and include other activities. But this year, things happened so quickly for us to even get the show by, you know, with the June 15th that, you know, there wasn't a lot of notice and there wasn't a lot of I heard several people say, oh, I didn't even know they were going to have the fireworks show. The real issue is illegal fireworks. And speaking with the fire chief, if I don't want to speak out of turn, we could probably ask him to come in. I know that there's some technology that they're looking at Thank you for pointing out that his circle is up there on the screen. So, Chief, I'm going to go ahead and tee it up, but maybe just a little bit of brief discussion on the one that we had in regards to the apps that are now available, as well as drones, if you don't mind.
Mayor, council members, yes, I sat in on the League of Cities roundtable regarding fireworks. Some of the suggestions that were thrown out there was using drones to hit the social ordinance aspect of it, where they come in, and that way you're not having those actual contact with the individuals that could result in elevated hostilities or things along those lines. And then also looking at certain apps where we can help identify. I don't want to speak on behalf for Chief Landon. However, we were out in force that night, and it is very, very challenging to be able to hit the components of our ordinance while catching somebody in the act to be able to cite. It is definitely a challenge.
Thank you, Chief. And as a former chief who used to patrol, I absolutely 100% echo that. By the time either our law enforcement folks or a fire person gets to the place or the location of the complaint, many times they're done, and there isn't anything there to really follow up on. But I would invite and would appreciate Chief Landon's comments, please.
So I hope this is on.
Gotcha.
Just, you actually, Mayor, you just covered the exact part of it that creates the issue. And the issue is compounded by legal fireworks, because when you're out there at night, as soon as it gets dark, everybody in the world is letting off the legal fireworks as well as the illegal fireworks. And what happens is you have kids over every single street in every place in Yuba City. So when an officer or anybody is out there, the awareness goes up significantly. We have to decrease our speeds, and it becomes really problematic. You can see a firework go off. It may take you 10 minutes to get 2 or 3 blocks because that particular area you're trying to get to has all kinds of family events. So I'm not in favor of ever banning the legal fireworks, because I do understand the fundraising portion of that, but it does compound the illegal portion of enforcement.
I know in the time that I took a quick spin just to take a look, I saw your officers out in force, and listening to the radio saw the fire department. So I think that, we're doing what we can. I think if we can take advantage as a city of some technology, I think maybe we can have a little bit more of an impact. And I know that I have confidence in Chief Landon and Chief Alexander and their staff. I'm sure you're doing some post-incident analysis or after-action reporting on what we can do in the future. So appreciate that.
Through the mayor, I just want to clarify for Butte County, they do ban, except in the cities of Orville and Gridley. Those cities still provide legal fireworks in those areas. And having the opportunity to be here and in Sacramento, and my family lives in Colusa, this issue of illegal fireworks is really becoming problematic regionally and statewide. Sacramento is having quite a bit of activity as well. So I think your points and how your conversations of doing the work that you're talking about, I think it's important. But also the point that, to do these fireworks that you've done, taking the lead, Mayor, it's also an opportunity to bring people together in a real positive, safe environment. So I received some texts from community members that said thank you, because fire people were showing up, police people were showing up in certain parts of the community that they were responsive that they didn't see before. So I think that there's kind of a mixed review of some of those things, but I was hearing mostly good things about our police and fire.
Good.
Through the mayor.
Yes.
If I can just add one comment that speaks volumes about both of our departments. It was the 4th of July, and both departments, police and fire, were out in force, manned up, dealing with a ton of stuff, because you had not only the illegal stuff, altercations from people having too much libations and everything else, and structure fires and dumpster fires. But what speaks volumes is Chief Landon, your command staff, and yourself were out and not with your families on the 4th of July. And Chief Alexander, yourself and your command staff was out and not with your families on the 4th of July. And I think this entire council will join me in thanking both of you and your command staffs, because you guys stepped way up and beyond protecting our city. So I want the public to know what sacrifices you guys made.
Well said. Anybody else? All right.
If I may.
I've got another question here.
Chief, real quick, above and beyond, drones and things and enforcement on the night of, are you, I'm assuming there's efforts year-round to try to combat the traffic in production, distribution, and all that. Is there any role that we might be able to help out with in that regard, or is that's probably beyond our purview as a city police department? But
Yeah, a lot of the transportation and stuff and the bringing it into the city are very much out of our control.
yeah,
It's just hard to, you'd have to pretty much luck into it or have a good person let you know when things are happening through a different resource.
yeah,
We do a lot of pre-4th of July publicity. We put out all the different information with the fire. We work hand in hand with Chief Alexander, putting out the information as far as the dangers, the $1,000 fine that goes hand in hand with that if you are cited.
so there is, I think it's either state or federal or both. There's task forces, if you will, working on that. Okay. You know where they come from by chance? Are they out of the country?
A lot of states, they're legal, and I believe it's legal in Nevada, Wyoming. and
Wyoming
stuff.
for sure, I
A
know.
lot of Indian reservations are allowed to sell them. I know that happens in Washington. So the fact
It's
that
just
they're
too
legal
close.
makes it
Yeah.
hard for
All
us
right.
to enforce.
Thank you.
All right. I don't have any other speaker cards. Anybody else in the audience want to speak to the council this evening? Okay. How about online?
No public comment.
All right.